We've all been there. Whether it's a genuine skill issue or the game 100% being the reason you missed your shot, sometimes our favorite hobby can get the blood pressure a little high. Today on Game Rant, we're running through 10 of the most rage-inducing games of all time. Only Up gained popularity with YouTubers and streamers thanks to its clip-worthy moments of failure. Tasking players with climbing as far as you possibly can, the open-world 3D game is full of opportunities for it to fall apart, or fall down rather, in an instant. A philosophical narration will pair alongside your journey upward, and good thing, because thanks to the lack of checkpoints or progress saving when you shut it down, you may be questioning a whole lot about yourself at the end of a session. If you like the idea of seeing how high you can go, but want something a bit more simplistic in its controls and a nice 2D art style, Jump King may be for you. Just be warned, easier to control doesn't mean easier to achieve, because these jumps need razor-sharp precision. Perhaps the Prometheus of the going upward and falling to the start games, Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy sees a man in a cauldron climbing a mountain of random objects using only a hammer. Don't think about what's happening too hard, because the reason you're here isn't the context. It's to see how long you can play before you rage quit. Imagine another climbing game, but once you start, you can't stop until you fail. That's where the extreme difficulty of Pogo Stuck comes in, let alone the even stranger obstacles you'll be scaling compared to others in this upward genre. The movement alone is a challenge players must perfect before they can hope to make any progress. Dipping into the roguelike genre, we have Spelunky, a game where players must explore randomized levels by 2D platforming through a variety of underground caves and tunnels. Don't let its Mario-like gameplay or inspirations fool you. The treachery of this world is hazardous and brutal. Despite that, Spelunky and its sequel are loved for their vibes and atmosphere, so if you click with it, you may find it worth it to experience those moments of pain. Taking the concept of an autorunner, mixing in rhythm game elements, and giving players the simplest task of just jumping, albeit on cue, Geometry Dash has brought players to the brink of rage over the 10 plus years that its iconic cube has been running. In addition to the difficult levels in the original game, the community around Geometry Dash has also spent years providing even more difficult levels, if you can believe it. With over 300 original levels and an incredibly iconic main character, Super Meat Boy is one of the most notable uber-challenging 2D platformers of the modern era. Whether it's navigating saws, the game's comically dark violence, or just trying to finish a level, Super Meat Boy is a never-ending challenge, especially if you get caught in a progress stalling pitfall. Have you ever dreamed of being a spacefaring captain like Kirk or Picard? Well, FTL Faster Than Light lets you experience that, just with the added horrors of how easy it is to die in space. A run-based roguelite, FTL forces players to weigh their choices carefully, as the ripple effects of an early decision can spell horrors for you and your crew hours later. If you want to be a captain, you'll need to live with the consequences of your actions, no matter how stupid and rage-filled they make you feel. Originating as a straight boss rush, the gambits and gambles players must endure in the dangerous world of Cuphead become even more dangerous since the game ended up being a full-blown 2D platformer. Taking the difficulty and precision required for the game's boss fights and extending that to full courses, Cuphead will have you, and a friend if you want, testing your might through the game's main worlds and testing your wits in its even harder DLC. Pretty much any From Software game you pick up, from Demon's Souls to Elden Ring, will have you facing a steep learning curve. Don't try to play this like your standard God of War or Assassin's Creed. The combat in these titles require patience and skill to progress. The challenge you'll face varies for the type of player you are, but as is the case with any challenge, once it clicks and you get it, you're in for a great time. There you have it, 10 of the most rage-inducing games of all time. You made it through, so take a deep breath and stay tuned to Game Rant for more.